The world is not neutral. Every day, in conversations, in families, in workplaces, even in friendships, there is a silent battlefield. Most people don't see it, but they feel it. The sudden guilt after a discussion, the doubt in your own memory, the heaviness in your chest when someone close makes a joke that doesn't feel like a joke. That is not random. That is not just how people are. That is manipulation. Manipulation is the hidden art of control. It is the way one person bends another without force, without open command, but with invisible strings. And most victims don't even realize the game is being played. The hidden war. Manipulators don't fight directly. They are not warriors, they are chess players. They don't punch, they don't shoot, they don't bleed. They whisper, they twist, they plant doubt in your mind. They smile while they insert the knife. They don't want your respect. They don't even want your agreement. They want your compliance, your silence, your obedience. They want you to carry the weight of their emotions, their failures, their insecurities. And here is the brutal truth. If you don't learn to defend yourself, you will carry it. You will absorb the poison. You will play a role in their theater, a role written for you. The guilty one, the crazy one, the ungrateful one, the weak one. But you are here to destroy that script. What manipulation really is. Persuasion is open. Leadership is visible. Influence can be positive. But manipulation is different. Manipulation hides its purpose. It never tells you the real reason. It bends your emotions without consent. Imagine a puppet show. The puppets dance, cry, and fight. But they don't move. On their own strings control them. Manipulation is those strings. Every time you feel forced into something without a clear reason, every time you feel guilt that isn't really yours, every time you doubt what you know with certainty, you are under manipulation. The three masks of manipulation. There are many tricks, but most fall under three masks. Gaslighting, the distortion of reality. They tell you your memory is wrong, your feelings are wrong, your perception is wrong. They want you to question your own sanity, so you lean on them for truth. Guilt-tripping, the emotional debt. They remind you of sacrifices, exaggerate your duty, shame you into compliance. They weaponize your conscience. Passive aggression, the hidden hostility. Sarcasm, silent treatment, subtle sabotage. They stab without showing the blade. They irritate you until you explode, then call you the problem. These three are the foundation. Around them, manipulators build other games: victimhood, authority bluff, emotional outbursts, and divide and conquer. But all share one principle: destabilize you so you give up control. Why most people lose? Why do so many intelligent, strong, capable people fall for this? Because manipulation attacks your instincts. Humans want to be fair. Manipulators exploit that. Humans want to be kind. Manipulators weaponize that. Humans want to trust their memory and relationships. Manipulators poison that. The target is not your logic. The target is your emotions. And emotions, if not trained, react faster than thought. By the time you realize what's happening, you've already apologized, already doubted yourself, already agreed. The new role, from victim to player. You will no longer be the puppet. You will be the observer. From now on, your mindset is this: observe before reacting. Recognize the trick. Respond with clarity. not emotion. Every manipulator has a script. They need you to play your role. If you don't play, their entire theater collapses. So your first power is silence. Your second is clarity. Your third is dignity. You are not here to scream, to fight fire with fire, to out-manipulate. You are here to defend, to break their rhythm, to stand like a wall they cannot move. The pause that breaks the spell. The most powerful weapon against manipulation is not a clever phrase. It is the pause. When someone tries to guilt you, gaslight you, or push you into reaction, pause. Breathe. Think. Ask yourself 3 questions. What are they trying to make me feel? What do they gain if I react this way? What happens if I refuse to play? This pause alone destroys half of manipulations instantly. Because manipulation depends on speed, it needs you to react without thinking. With the pause, you step outside the game. The warrior's mind. You are not becoming cold. You are not becoming heartless. You are becoming disciplined. Think of a warrior in battle. Arrows fly, swords clash, chaos surrounds him. If he panics, he dies. If he hesitates, he dies. But if he stands calm, breathing steadily, seeing clearly, he survives. You are that warrior. The battlefield is conversation. The arrows are words. The weapon is clarity. The 7 manipulation techniques and how to break them. Manipulators repeat patterns. They think they are clever, but they are predictable once you know the playbook. What looks like 100 tricks is usually the same 7 moves, dressed in different clothes. Learn them. Name them. Break them. 1. Gaslighting, the attack on reality. The move. They attack your memory, your perception, your sanity. They tell you what you saw you didn't see, what you heard you didn't hear, what you feel is invalid. Examples. That never happened. You're imagining things. You're overreacting, you're too sensitive. I never said that. You're confused. The effect. You start to wonder if you're crazy. You rely on them to define reality. You hand them the power to tell you what's true. The counter. Do not argue over reality. Do not waste energy proving. You simply state your truth once, firmly, and stop defending it. Counter phrases. We remember differently. That's fine. I know what I experienced. You don't have to agree for it to be true. The principle. Reality does not need permission. Your memory is not on trial. 2. Guilt tripping. The hook of conscience. The move. They hang their emotions around your neck. They make you responsible for their happiness, their failures, their wounds. Examples. After all I've done for you, if you really cared, you'd do this. I guess I don't matter to you. The effect. You feel selfish if you refuse. You bend. You comply out of shame. The counter. Separate their feelings from your duty. Their emotions are theirs. Counter phrases. I care about you, but this decision is mine. I won't act from guilt. Your feelings matter, but so do my boundaries. The principle. Love without freedom is not love. Duty without choice is slavery. 3. Passive aggression, the hidden blade. The move. They stab with sarcasm, jokes, or silence. They withhold instead of attack directly. They frustrate you until you explode. Then they call you unstable. Examples. Fine, whatever you say. Must be nice to be perfect. Oh, I forgot again. Sorry. The effect. You boil inside, you want to scream. They remain innocent. The counter. Expose the shadow. Name the hostility calmly. Counter phrases. That sounded sarcastic. Do you want to say it directly? I sense frustration. Let's be clear instead of indirect. If you're upset, I'd rather hear it openly. The principle. Passive aggression dies in light. Shadows cannot survive exposure. 4. The victim mask. The trap of rescue. The move. They play helpless. They exaggerate weakness. They paint themselves as misunderstood, unlucky, oppressed. Examples. No one ever helps me. Everything goes wrong for me. You're the only one who cares. The effect. You become the rescuer. They drain your time, energy, money. They avoid responsibility while you carry it. The counter. Give empathy without rescue. Support without saving. Counter phrases. That sounds hard. What's your plan to solve it? I'll support you, but I can't do it for you. What can you do to change this? The principle. Compassion without captivity. Help without chains. 5. The authority bluff, the fake higher power. The move. They claim invisible authority. They use vague rules, experts, or everyone to silence you. Examples. Everyone thinks you're wrong. That's just how it's done. I know better. Trust me. The effect. You doubt yourself. You surrender to a phantom authority. The counter. Demand evidence. Drag the authority into daylight. Counter phrases. Who exactly says that? Show me the source. What rule are you quoting? The principle. Truth doesn't hide. Bluff collapses when questioned. 6. Emotional overload, the storm. The move. They drown you in shouting, crying, slamming, anger. They flood the space with chaos, so you surrender just to make it stop. Examples. Screaming during an argument. Crying uncontrollably when challenged. Slamming objects or storming out. The effect. You feel overwhelmed, cornered, unsafe. You give in. The counter. Do not match their storm. Do not collapse. Withdraw your energy until calm returns. Counter phrases. I'll talk when we're both calm. I won't respond to yelling. Take your time, we'll speak clearly later. The principle. Storms exhaust themselves. Calm is eternal. 7. Divide and conquer, the web of triangles. The move. They whisper behind backs. They tell you what others said. They create alliances and rivalries so they sit in the center, controlling the flow. Examples. You know what he said about you. She agrees with me, not you. Don't tell them I told you this. The effect. Distrust spreads. You fight others instead of seeing the manipulator's hand. The counter. Refuse to be triangulated. Always go direct. Counter phrases. Talk to them directly. I'll ask them myself. I don't take sides without hearing both. The principle. Transparency kills triangles. The power of naming. Once you know these 7 techniques, you are no longer blind. Naming is power. When someone tries to gaslight you, you will think, gaslighting, that's the script. When someone guilt trips you, you will think, guilt hook, not mine to carry. When someone whispers rumors, you will think, divide and conquer, I won't play. The moment you name the move, it loses half its force. That was part 2. You now hold the map of manipulation. Next comes part 3. How to respond without losing dignity, where we craft the warrior's responses, the posture of strength, the art of saying no without rage. How to respond without losing dignity. The manipulator's greatest weapon is not their words, it is your reaction. If you shout, they win. If you break, they win. If you defend endlessly, they win. But if you remain calm, composed, unshaken, they lose. Dignity is the shield. What is dignity? It is not pride. It is not arrogance. Dignity is self-respect in action. It is standing straight when someone tries to bend you. It is speaking with clarity when someone tries to confuse you. It is holding silence when someone tries to provoke you. Dignity is the shield that no manipulator can pierce. The first rule: don't play their game. A manipulator writes a script for you. They want you to play a role, the guilty one, the crazy one, the overreacting one. If you follow the script, you lose. If you refuse the role, the play collapses. How do you refuse? With the simplest tool, the pause. When guilt hits, pause. When sarcasm drips, pause. When shouting rises, pause. The pause is a weapon. It says, I am not your puppet. I will not dance to your strings. The art of calm responses. The power is not in fighting back harder. It is in responding so calmly, so clearly, that their tricks bounce off you like arrows against armor. Here are guiding models. 1. The grounded statement. You declare your position once, without defending endlessly. That's how I see it. I stand by my decision. We don't have to agree. 2. The boundary line. You state the limit of what you accept. I won't continue if you shout. This topic is closed. Respect my choice. 3. The broken record. You calmly repeat your stance without deviation. Them, but you owe me. You, I won't do this. Them, but if you cared. You, I won't do this. Them, you're selfish. You, I won't do this. 3 lines, endless strength. 4. The mirror. You reflect their trick back with clarity. That sounded sarcastic. Are you upset? You're trying to make me feel guilty. Why? You're telling me what I felt isn't real. I disagree. The mirror forces them to face themselves. Control the frame. Every conversation has a frame. Who sets the rules? Who defines the terms? Who controls the tone? Manipulators always try to control the frame. Example: manipulator, you're so selfish. Victim frame: no, I'm not. Here's why. Defense: dignity frame: that's your opinion. I won't defend myself against insults. Calm: authority. By refusing their frame, you take the higher ground. The power of silence. Silence terrifies manipulators. Why? Because silence cannot be twisted. Words can be spun, emotions can be hooked, but silence is unbreakable. When someone expects a reaction, a defense, an apology, a burst, and you give them only calm silence, you shatter their control. Silence is not weakness, it is controlled strength. Example: the guilt trap. Manipulator: after everything I've done for you, you won't help me? Average victim: I'm sorry, you're right, okay, I'll do it. The warrior pauses, Then calmly, I value what you've done, but this choice is mine. No defense, no apology, calm power. Example: gaslighting. Manipulator. That never happened, you're imagining things. Average victim. Yes, it did. You said it last night. Don't lie. The warrior. We remember differently. I trust my memory. End of debate. They cannot drag you into endless denial battles. Example: emotional overload. Manipulator. Shouting, slamming doors. You don't care about me. Average victim. Stop yelling at me, you're scaring me. Fine, I'll do it. The warrior. Calm voice. I'll talk when you're calm. The storm rages, but the wall stands. The inner posture. Responding without losing dignity is not just words. It is posture, breathing, energy. Posture. Sit or stand straight. Don't shrink. Don't lean away. Don't fidget. Breathing. Slow, deep breaths. Calm lungs equals calm mind. Voice. Steady, low, deliberate, not rushed, not high-pitched, not loud. Even without words, your calm presence radiates authority. The rule of 3 seconds. Here is a practical exercise. In any heated moment, give yourself 3 seconds before responding. 3 seconds of silence feels like eternity to a manipulator. It breaks their rhythm. It gives you clarity. It forces them to see you are not reactive. 3 seconds can save your dignity every time. Never defend more than once. This is law. State your truth once, clearly, then stop defending. Why? Because endless defending is surrender. It means they have the right to judge you, and you must prove yourself. Example: manipulator. You're selfish. You. I don't accept that. Manipulator. But you really are. Everyone thinks so. You. Silence. One defense, nothing more. The paradox of power. Here is the paradox. The less you react, the more powerful you appear. The calmer you are, the more unstable they become. The quieter you are, the louder their weakness shows. Manipulation thrives on drama. Starve it, and it dies. How to turn the enemy's attack into your weapon. The true master of psychological defense doesn't just block attacks. They convert them. Every insult becomes energy. Every trick becomes information. Every attempt to hurt you becomes a lesson that makes you stronger. This is the final stage, transformation. The principle of redirection. Think of martial arts. A weak fighter resists force with force. A master redirects force, using the attacker's energy against them. Psychological defense works the same way. Instead of clashing, you redirect. They shout, you remain calm. Their shouting now exposes them, not you. They gaslight, you stay firm. Their denial makes them look unstable. They guilt trip, you stand straight. Their manipulation highlights your independence. Every move they make digs their own hole. Technique 1. The exposure mirror. Manipulators thrive in shadows. When you shine light, they burn. The exposure mirror works like this. You calmly state what they're doing, without judgment, without drama. You're raising your voice. That won't change my answer. You're trying to make me doubt myself. I see it. You're asking me to feel guilty. That's manipulation. I don't accept it. Notice, you're not insulting. You're describing. And description is deadly. Because once manipulation is visible, it loses power. Technique 2. The energy absorption. Imagine someone insults you. You're useless. Average response: anger, pain, defense. Your response: calm smile. Thanks for sharing your view. You absorb their poison, and transform it into nothing. Because here's the truth: insults only wound if you accept them. If you don't take the package returns to the sender. Technique 3. The calm question. Questions are powerful weapons. They shift pressure. They force the manipulator to explain themselves something they hate. Examples: what exactly do you mean by that? Why do you say that now? Can you clarify what you expect from me? Simple, calm questions turn their attack into their own trap. Technique 4. The silence trap. Silence is more than defense. It is a trap. When someone manipulates and you stay silent, not passive silence, but commanding silence, they feel exposed. They start over-explaining, revealing more than they intended. They collapse under the weight of their own words. Technique 5. Reframe to power. Manipulators try to define the frame. You're selfish, you're wrong, you're guilty. You break the frame by reframing. No, this isn't selfish. This is self-respect. It's not wrong. It's my boundary. It's not guilt. It's freedom. By reframing, you own the meaning. And whoever owns the meaning owns the game. Technique 6. Use their pattern against them. Every manipulator repeats themselves. They have a pattern. Always guilt, always sarcasm, always anger. Once you recognize the pattern, you predict it. Once you predict it, you control it. Gaslighter, keep written records. Their denial is powerless. Guilt tripper, always answer with boundaries. Their guilt becomes predictable, boring, useless. Aggressor, always end conversation when voices rise. They lose power each time. Their trick becomes their cage. Technique 7. Transformation into strength. This is the deepest level. You use their attacks to fuel your growth. Betrayal teaches you who not to trust. Guilt trips teach you the power of boundaries. Gaslighting teaches you to trust your perception. Aggression teaches you the calm of restraint. Every attack becomes training. Every manipulator becomes your teacher. Not by their choice, but by your mastery. The final posture, the unshakable core. In the end, the most powerful weapon is not a technique. It is your unshakable core. When you truly believe, my perception is valid, my boundaries are sacred, my dignity is untouchable, no trick defines me, then no manipulator can touch you. They can scream, twist, guilt, rage, and you remain a mountain, the victory they fear most. Here's the secret manipulators fear. They can't steal your power unless you hand it to them. Once you stop handing it over, they have nothing. Their scripts fail, their tools break, their control vanishes. And suddenly, they're exposed as weak. The closing word. You've learned how to spot the 7 techniques of manipulators, how to defend with dignity, how to turn every attack into your weapon. This is not about fighting everyone. It's about becoming unbreakable. It's about walking through life knowing no one plays me, no one bends me, no one writes my script but me. That is psychological defense. That is true freedom. Now you hold the full armor. The manipulator's shadow games cannot touch you. You've become what they fear most. A person who sees clearly, speaks calmly, and stands unshakable. Thanks for watching until the end. Subscribe to the channel, hit like, and drop in the comments what topics or stories you want next. Take care and protect your strength.